Yeah, this shit was. Excuse me. Shit. All right, you're gonna have to edit this out. What are we talking about again?
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and heelettes, welcome back to another episode of Blunt's Impact. I am your boy, Chris G, once again joined by my co-host, my tag team partner, one half of the Pot Heels, one third of Death Troll Angle. He is the three-time baby-making champion of the world. This is Ness, and we are also joined by our co-host, Mary Jane. Ness, how are you doing, good brother?
I'm doing mighty fine tonight, man. Ready to run down this very nice episode of Impact. You know, they've been having some solid episodes lately, so just ready to get into it.
Yes, another episode building up towards Rebellion. Before we get Rebellion, of course, we get Hardcore Justice, but that's just a detour. This is more towards the build to Rebellion. A lot to get into on this episode. This was it packed a lot in on this episode. It wasn't a bad episode, of course. Impact's been pulling out solid episodes for the last couple months, to be honest.
Yeah.
So before we get into this episode, this is the March 23rd edition of Impact. We want to remind everybody at home to please hit that thumbs up, give us a like, give us a share us with your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents in another country. Don't worry, there's captions on YouTube. They can follow along. Just share it. Comment, tell us what we might have missed, tell us what you did like, tell us what you didn't like. If you don't like my face, tell me. Doubt I'm going to get that, but hey, might as well just put it out there in the universe. And of course, share. So, we are going to count down from 3 all the way to 1, and then we are going to light our Mary Jane. We hope everybody at home with us, whether you're smoking a blunt, pipe, joint, bong, whatever, aluminum foil, or just don't smoke crack.
I'm about to say, yeah, you don't want that lockjaw.
Whatever you're smoking out of, light up with us. Ness, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to start at 3, 2, 1. All right. Before we start off with the actual Impact episode, we see Don Callis and Kenny Omega, arrive to the arena. They have the security. I only bring this up at first because it was just something that popped me. Kenny Omega passes by one of the security guards. He has a mullet, and he goes, "Is that Brian Pillman Jr.?" Hey, is that Pillman Jr.? I just needed to bring that up. It was just like a beautiful way to start the show. Like the first 30 seconds, I'm already laughing. But of course, we get a recap of last week. Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown on commentary. Our opening match is Deonna Purrazzo, our Impact Knockouts champion, with Susan, of course. And she is up against Jazz with Jordynne Grace. No Kimberly this week, kind of weird. Maybe she caught the virus. Hopefully not.
She got hurt from the 6-on-6.
Six women. Yeah. Okay, well, that makes sense. She's not here. This was a decent match. Back and forth, kind of slow for my liking, but not terrible. I've seen a lot worse. There's an interaction between Susan and Jordynne Grace on the outside, which causes a distraction. Susan hits Jazz with the shoe, her shoe, and this gives Purrazzo the edge. She gets the win. I like the fact, at least they started off the night with the women's match and get the Knockouts champion out there early. It was what it was, but not a lot of complaints. Good opening match. How about what'd you think about this?
Yeah, it was solid. Again, it's always great to open the show out of the ordinary, giving the ladies, excuse me, giving the ladies their time to shine. Like you said, the match was decent for what it was, nothing too crazy. I just liked how, at this point, Deonna Purrazzo is just OP. She's just overpowered. Although this time the help from Susan, that led to the actual victory. But even Susan outsmarted Jordan Grace, and having her run into the ring post and taking her out of the equation of the match. But yeah, it was solid. It was a fairly decent opener to Impact, giving the ladies some shine.
Next up, we see Rohit Raju backstage, and he is drippy. He got a beautiful shirt on. I didn't think he had the swag in him. He trips over Falapa, who is now a homeless man, set up backstage, sleeping in the studio.
That's sad.
Well,
man.
okay, he got like the Red Dead Redemption pit where he makes his coffee. Just funny shit. Says he hit a rough patch, but in reality, he's just a bum gambler, as Rohit Raju likes to refer to him as. He's offensive to Raju's senses. You could smell him. It hurts to see him. He could even taste the failure. Falapa gets pissed and challenges him to a match. So we have a match between Rohit Raju and Falapa. Nothing crazy, but fun little match. It shows off the power moves of Falapa and the shit heelness from Rohit Raju, of course. Rolls him up, pulls the tights, and he gets the win over Falapa. Just a funny segment. It's just good to see Rohit Raju, honestly. Everything he does is entertaining. Honestly, yeah. But the Falapa being homeless and having this setup, it made me laugh. I didn't think I was going to laugh, but how do you feel about this?
That shit's sad, man. Falapa out here looking bad right now. My man was sleeping in the hallway under I don't know what the fuck that was, like a covering and two cones and like some chairs and shit. It's just like a homeless person you see on like 125th or some shit. Like it's just crazy. But honestly, I thought that would actually lead to him getting the victory. We haven't seen him on Impact for a couple episodes, so I figured that Rohit being on this pretty much a nice, decent run for being a dickhead heel, I figured that they would give Falapa, he would challenge him to a match, and if he won, it would they would bet on it or something of that nature. It didn't come out that way, but any win for Rohit Raju is a win for all of us, because that one of my favorites in Impact going. So can't be upset with a Rohit Raju appearance. Match and then the win. Just man, we got to get Falapa into rehab, man. It's bad. It's real bad. You got to go to Gamblers Anonymous or something. And this nigga works. Sorry, what do you just get paid and then go to Swingers Palace? Pretty much, that's what he does every time he gets a check. I'm going to Swingers Palace, Daddy. I got to get my money back. Some kiss ass.
Man, you brought up 125th and crackhead. It's just it's just PTSD for me, man. Just going by there working and shit. You just got that one crackhead who set up camp in the train station, still comes Social Security income check, and then he goes and gambles it and puts it on scratch offs and numbers that never win. So Falapa, man, you are the 125th crackhead. If you are from New York City, he is the 125th Street crackhead in the subway. Next up, we have the rematch for the X Division Championship. It is Ace Alton accompanied by Madman Fulton, and he is up against TJP. This match started hot, went into the usual fast-paced X Division pace, but after the commercial break, it slowed down a little bit. A lot of holds, a lot of Ace Austin just breaking down TJP. The pace picks back up. We have a good back and forth until Fulton pulls the foot on the rope for Ace Austin while TJP has him in a submission. TJP capitalizes. He goes for a second Mamba Splash, but after he hits it, Madman Fulton goes in and causes the disqualification. We have a post-match beatdown until Josh Alexander makes the save. Not as good as their pay-per-view match, but still a decent match, of course. Two good guys, two good workers. X Division matches are always pretty solid. Madman Fulton making a distraction and causing a DQ doesn't really bother me because he hasn't done it in a while. Yeah. And Josh Alexander making the save makes sense. So, of course, just we're creeping up still to at least those three guys. We don't know what happened to Chris Bay. Apparently, we had commentary say they couldn't get a hold of him on this episode. We see no Chris Bay, so hopefully he's good. Hopefully everything's all good. But yeah, I like where they're building this. Hopefully at least that fatal four-way or a triple threat. Now we don't know what's gonna happen, but hopefully at least to a multi-man X Division Championship match. So how'd you feel about this?
Yo, personally, this was probably my match of the night. Ace Austin and TJP, they got some great fucking chemistry. Like, I can watch these guys actually like have matches multiple times, like multiple weeks of Impact, and it won't bother me because I know they're both going to deliver. But Ace Austin, man, he's been on a fucking nice little run. He's probably been in like my favorite matches on the episodes of Impact for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Probably like he's just been showing up every time. Not, just not only him and whoever else is in, the match with him, but like he definitely goes in there, holds his own, and shows why he should have been X Division champion a long time ago and why he is X Division champion at this moment in time. When I also really, really, really low key but overly high key enjoyed about this match was the fact that you touched on it. Madman Fulton only got involved when he felt that he needed to. Usually when someone has their heater out there, the manager, they're going to interject in the match. They're doing shit like the whole match up until that last time they get a distraction. First, it really wasn't even distractions for the most part. He pretty much was out there and saved the X Division Championship for Ace Austin. Like, that's what he was supposed to do. He didn't just jump into the match, trying to distract TJP. Like you said, he put the foot on the rope. That was the first time. And then, like, the second time, he actually interjected himself in the match. He caused the disqualification, and the match is over. So, and I think, like, in my opinion, Ace Austin appreciates that. Like, it's getting down to the wire of this match. Both these guys are spent. It seemed like maybe TJP would have regained the X Division Championship, which I definitely didn't want to fucking happen. Let me just throw that out there. But then next thing you know, Madman Fulton comes in. I'm like, thank you so fucking much. Because I was like, no, not again. Like, and I had nothing against TJP, but he had his time. I was done after the manic bullshit. Let somebody else have it. And now that Ace Austin has it, he's been continuing to have top performances of the night on every show. And then now it looks like, what we've been talking about, they're kind of gearing towards a multi-man match at Rebellion or maybe Hardcore Justice, probably Rebellion. But for a multi-man match for the X Division title, like whether it's a triple threat, it's a fatal four-way, I'm for all this shit. Definitely. That X Division, like that's my thing for Impact. Like, I just love the X Division, and they've just been highlighting and showcasing it. And now with Ace Austin, they really have, in my opinion, other than Chris Bay, they have the right person to showcase the X Division right now, especially with the way of the world we're wrestling right now. You need to showcase like the quote unquote top talent on your show, and I believe Ace Austin definitely is a top talent.
We go backstage. We have Trey Miguel. He's pissed. Starts flinging chairs around. Gets approached by AC Romero and Larry D, Triple XL, and they're not having it. Those were their chairs that they were sitting on. He's tossing them around. These chairs could not hold these men, so I don't know where this came from, but I believe that's what they said. Dreamer comes out and he books an exploding death match for Hardcore Justice between these guys. He's joking, of course, but he cuts ass on the explosion and the sprinklers. Finally, somebody getting back at Tony Khan and AEW. Tommy Dreamer's been the one stepping up. So because Scott D'Amore is just enjoying the money, and Don Callis is a fucking stooge for Kenny Omega. So Dream is just, he's the last OG standing, basically. But anyway, we have a match between AC Romero and Trey. Trey using his speed, but AC countering with his power. So it's actually a fun little match. The clash of styles made it better than I expected, to be honest. Trey gets the win, but Larry D attacks him afterwards. Sami Callihan makes the save with his little glitchy thing. Attacks Larry D. Trey Miguel attacks AC. They clear the ring. Before Trey could even think about looking or attacking Sami, Sami's gone.
That's exactly what that shit sounds like too. The nigga disappeared.
I don't know what to make of this yet. Now it's getting interesting. Now Sami's making the save. Are they going to be a tag team? Is he going to try to make him heel? Is Sami a low-key face? Is he a tweener? Who the fuck knows these days? Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm interested. I'm more interested than the beginning, to be honest. How'd you feel about this?
So yeah, before I forgot when I said it, I thought that Sami being the mind, like playing mind games and shit, was trying to turn Trey Miguel. Then they have that match. It's probably like the last episode or like 2 episodes ago on Blunt Impact. But then they had the match. So then I had to apologize to people that watch us. So I said, shit, I thought that was going to happen, with Sami playing the mind games. So he was trying to turn them. They didn't. So, but now I'm taking back my apology because that's what's going to happen at this point now. So I'm taking my fucking apology back. The match was decent for what it was. It's like AC Romero. So Trey Miguel made good what he had to work with for the most part. But like, I like how AC was just, using his size against Trey Miguel, who's quicker, a more efficient striker. And I think it was a decent match for what it was. But then but the post match shit, like, that's going to be something. They'll probably have probably end up having a tag match. They should have a tag match at Hardcore Justice, them two versus Triple XL. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but sounds like a plan. We have the Good Brothers, and they knock on the locker room door of Kenny Omega, but there's no answer. Kenny and Callis are not there. We'll get into that, why they're not there later. But Eddie and Karl have a little confrontation. The Good Bros are in the back of the locker room. They're talking to some jabronis, telling the Good Brothers story. They're talking about making excuses about why they lost the tag team titles. Basically, they were hungover and doing their shtick. Good shit. But they're approached by Eddie Edwards. He's like, listen, bro, you can't just lose the titles and then think you're one of the boys. Chill in the locker room, right? And Eddie tells him to get the fuck out. So they basically, they want to fight. Karl kind of wants to fight. Gallows is like, nah, come on, we'll go kick it with Kenny and Don. So that's when they go to their locker room. On the way over there, they also run into the K. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a tag team match against the K, which with Black Taurus and Crazy Steve he's been doing his shit. Yeah, that should be a fun tag team match down the line. But the main event is actually Eddie Edwards versus Karl Anderson. Good back and forth match to start. Then we hit that commercial break. We come back to a Gallows distraction, and Karl takes advantage. Dominates the match pretty much for the most part. I like how the referee, by the way, is Brian Hebner, if I'm not mistaken, that's his name. He sees Gallows kind of fucking with everybody, so he takes out a chair from under the ring and makes Gallows sit down instead of sending him to the back and ejecting him. I liked it. Nice touch. These fucking Hebners always trying to get themselves over, right? But no, it was good shit from the ref. Karl heals it up, dirty tactics, whatever. Eddie makes a little comeback until they start trading shots, nice spot for spot. Turns into a pretty dope exchange. Gallows makes a distraction. We have a false finish, a little roll up. But as Eddie is pushed, he runs into the chair, which Doc Gallows has in his hands. Down goes Eddie. Karl hits the spine buster for the win. After, Good Bros are kind of celebrating. Finjuice appears on screen from New Japan. They make a nice little promo, cutting ass, basically, or being just assholes to the Good Brothers. Good Brothers close the show, and they're not happy. They're not happy. They want their tag team title match now, but they have to wait till Rebel. Good way to just keep Finjuice in the back of people's mind. The match was good though. I really enjoyed the match. I would argue this was better than the X Division match.
They weren't even talking to like regular wrestlers, or if those guys are wrestlers, we don't know who the fuck they are. You know, these extras, they're plants. So yeah, just back there talking to these guys because they have no friends, they have nobody to talk to. Eddie comes up and is like, yo, like, fuck is y'all doing here? Like, y'all lost the tag titles, now y'all think it's cool to come back in here. Like, when you had the Impact tag team titles, you running with Kenny Omega, it was fuck us. Like, now y'all want to come back like shit sweet. No, that's not what we're doing over here. So then they go to, they make the match. Then they go to, like, that shit was goofy. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, that shit was goofy to me. Like, you don't know. Oh, let's go see where Kenny's at. He's in the fucking ring. Like, you don't see he's out there talking. Like, while you're at his. Well, obviously, I guess not. I don't fucking know. Like, I guess I'm supposed to use kayfabe and suspend my disbelief, but Kenny's in the fucking ring right now, so that was stupid. But yeah, the match was solid. I can definitely see that. I can agree with that. That's arguably that could be arguably the match of the night too, because it was a nice showing for two veterans, and I like how they played up on the fact that Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers, always talking about in Japan, everything from Japan, like from their time with New Japan, and just coming up out there. But Eddie Edwards has spent just much as or even more time in Japan than the Good Brothers. So I like how they put that aspect on the match as well. And they're actually, it felt kind of like a New Japan match for them, or a Noah match for like Eddie Edwards. It was hard hitting. It was some stiff shots, great character work with the heel shift from Machine Gun. Like, it was like, all right, so yeah, this definitely could be match of the night as well, folks. So it was a great match, and then post match shit. Also, the Good Brothers needed this win just because they had Karl Anderson definitely needed this win. They've definitely been looking bad. They lost the tag team titles. They're just losing matches, and somebody got to deliver something. So if it wasn't as a team, at least Karl Anderson brought some credibility back to the Good Brothers. They definitely needed that. And then I'm just ready for Finjuice versus the Good Brothers at Rebellion.
So before we get into the real meat and potatoes of the show, like the whole Kenny segment in the ring, I do want to point out that the segment. All right, we'll get to that. Let's hit a few other low key segments before we get to the main one, like we always do. So please feel free to chime in when you feel something. At first, the first thing, we got a Swingers Palace commercial.
God damn it, I knew that was going to be first. We didn't get one last week. I said, yo, I was going to wait. I was waiting for it. I didn't want to spoil the surprise because I fucking knew it was going to be Swingers Palace. Hell yeah.
First of all, when the name ticket comes up, it says Johnny Swinger 26, 6 mil. So damn well, this man's like fucking 50
yeah.
feet, right? And he admits to running an illegal underground casino. Alicia Edwards is there advocating. She's like, after you do 96 hours straight, regular casinos kick you out. They say you can't do no more. She was like, not here. They just let you, stay here and waste your money. So we know what she's been doing with Eddie's money on her free time. We see Lenny Powers, which if anybody ever seen Eastbound and Down, is the brother of Kenny Powers from an HBO show. He's a dirtbag, pretty much. Johnny Bravo's just happy to be the dealer. He's there to take people's money. even though every time we see him, he's giving people money because he's a terrible dealer. But good shit. I know you love this.
Hell yeah, that shit was great. That's all I can say. It was hilarious. When it came up, it was like single 26. I said, get the fuck out of here. Nigga Swinger is bugged out, yo. He was wilding. That shit was hilarious.
It was good shit. We get a paid ad. Another one from Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone. But they're joined by Don Callis and Kenny Omega. They put over the card, including the main event, where Kenny reiterates that Matt Sydal has a 0 chance of beating him and getting a title shot. And he says, we don't have to be here, and walks out of the paid ad with Don Callis. They didn't even get paid from the paid ad. And Tony reminds him, yeah, I'm paying you, which he is. So good touch from Tony. Another great paid ad, just something different, you know. I like the inclusion of Don Callis and Kenny. How'd you feel about it?
I like this paid ad because he just got straight to the point. You know, like I said, it's the remnants of Revolution. The catastrophe that ending to the exploding barbed wire match. People been giving him shit for it. They still are. But I think I give it like another episode or two, or maybe even next week. Like within the next 2 episodes, he's going to get back to that smarky, dickhead shit talker that he's grown into being. But like he just got straight to the point. Like this week, it was, you know, in the show. I watched the show. We were recording on the 24th, and I actually seen Dynamite, and the show was fucking fire. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
To be honest, I like straight to the point Tony. It's different, you know. Yeah. I like snarky Tony too, but I can. What if we get like the evolution of Tony Khan as a character on Impact, where he just bring out a different personality every couple weeks? Range. Yeah, you know what I mean. So we'll see where it goes. I'm still enjoying the ads. It's been a couple months and I'm still enjoying them. So
yeah, of course.
You know, I hope they continue the good shit. Next up, we have VBD, and they have a little vignette, Violent by Design, of course, and they explain, or you know, basically show how Eric Young brainwashed or what's the word I'm looking for? Convinced Rhino to join Violent by Design. He's explaining that he had to make him rediscover the beast, the violent beast that he was supposed to be. And Rhino agrees. He was all caged up and shit like fucking Cody Deaner, and apparently Eric Young is not getting charged with kidnapping or holding a man against his will. But it's fine. Now he has a cult following, and he baptized them in the waters of change. Rhino looked intense. He looked like old Rhino.
I was about to say that. Yeah,
he looked like
ECW
about,
Rhino.
Yes, late ECW, early WWF Rhino. It's been a while since I've seen that Rhino. I like that Rhino, so I hope they keep him this way now. Who knows what's gonna happen with Heath if he ever comes back? But but yeah, I like this. Did you like it?
Yeah, man, I enjoyed it. You know, I always enjoy their vignettes. This is my baby. The whole Violent by Design story. So I definitely enjoy it. And like you said, man, Rhino looked like old Rhino. That shit. I hope. Well, we can't get a match like he was old Rhino, but we'll get his best, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be great as well. So, but yeah, this shit, they're looking fucking dangerous right now. Like, Violent by Design is not to be fucked with.
Word. Rhino doesn't need a lot, especially with Joe Doring and Cody and Eric Young by his side. So I like it. They're definitely one of the better stables I've seen in a long time. They have a low key, like big potential, you know, like they just feel there's something about them that you can't explain that you just like about them. So I hope they do big things with them.
You thinking we could probably get Eric Young world title run, and then like some, who knows, Rhino and Doring have the tag titles. I don't think Diener is like an X Division guy, but maybe he could get thrown into the X division just just for that. They have like all the titles at once. Talking about how like the world is theirs. I'm bait booking that shit. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Nah, not with the title scene right now, especially Kenny
Oh no,
Omega
hell
about to
no,
hold
no,
it down.
no, hell no.
So it depends on how much life they get out of VBD. Hopefully they get a lot of it, so we'll see what happens with that. Next up we have Havoc and Nevaeh. They have an interview backstage. They feel motivated. They want to challenge Fire and Flavor for the titles eventually again. Fire and Flavor interrupt. They're talking shit like usual. They leave. Tenille enters and she's trying to recruit, but this time she's not trying to recruit Havoc. She's trying to recruit Nevaeh. Havoc basically tells her to kick rocks. So her and Caleb leave after they try to get a selfie. But we'll see. Maybe we'll see a heel turn. Do you see a heel turn in the future?
Who do you think gonna turn?
Nevaeh?
How she
That's what
was
it
doubting
feels
herself, like how she was doubting herself, and then she leaves, or tries to do it on her own, and she loses. So like then she goes back. They won in the 6-on-6, but I don't think they won any other matches after that. If they even have one, I don't even fucking remember. But
Yeah, I'm not too sure either.
see.
We'll see where this goes. We have James Storm. He's interviewed backstage. He's going to have his 1,000th match next week. Kind of calls out Violent by Design. So out comes Scott D'Amore. And he says, you got it. One-on-one with Eric Young. You guys are the pillars of TNA or Impact or whatever you want to call it. Of what we built here, you guys are some of the pillars. And, they deserve it. Why not? I think they put on a good match. Showcase what James Storm still got left in the tank. And Eric Young, of course, too. Should be a good match. Who do you have? Early prediction.
I don't know, because this is 1,000th match. They're like hyping this shit up.
I think
So
James Storm wins by DQ.
I can see. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah,
James Storm, but yeah, it's a DQ win. You want to stop? Yeah, that's perfect. Because nobody looks bad. Like
I'll
Eric
big
Young
book
would.
it.
That's your big booking.
I'll big book it.
Eric Young can definitely take a DQ loss with the way Von Dot Design is. So I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, why not? I'll big book it right now. He's gonna get jumped, right? By all four guys in Violent by Design. And one by one, they're all gonna come out. His tag team partner, Chris Sabin, is gonna help him out. They're gonna get outnumbered. Then Jake something's gonna come out and they're gonna get outnumbered. But to even the odds is the returning Heat.
That shit would be dope. I like.
We'll see. We'll see. If it doesn't happen, Impact needs to hire me.
I was about to say the same shit. So Impact, I know somebody's watching this. If you guys see that shit before, well, they probably already got it taped.
Yeah.
If that don't happen, then you need to hear that type of shit.
We have Matt Cardona. He has an interview with Gia Miller. He loves being an Impact. He explains being always ready. He came here for opportunity. Talks about his social media presence, bringing more eyes to Impact. It's a coincidence that him and Myers just happened to sign around the same time. But he finally challenges Bad Moon Brian to a one-on-one. And after this match, win, lose, or draw, they are done. So hopefully we get the match. Rebellion?
Yeah, that's Rebellion worthy.
That's early in the card.
Actually, it should go on Rebellion. That's a major thing.
Yeah, I think we can go on. All right, let's get into the main event, but not really the main event, but what feels like the main event. The nitty gritty stuff of this show. We get Omega and Don Callis. They arrive, of course, earlier in the day. I do need to point out that Kenny Omega and Don Callis, Gia tries to interview them, and they blow her off like, we're going to the ring, you dumbass. Like, leave us alone. They head to the ring. The segment after that is when the Good Bros go knock on the door, and nobody's there. Segment after that or 2 segments after that is when we see Kenny in the ring. So timeline wise, it still kind of makes sense why they just missed Kenny. They just missed him.
I don't want to hear that shit. He was walking to the ring, and they was walking to his fucking locker room. They probably passed each other. Stupid niggas.
Motherfuckers. How motherfucker? Drunk motherfucker? No.
Yeah, exactly. And they're alcoholics too.
They're just good brothers. So we get Omega and Gallus in the ring. And he's drippy with that shirt. He's the drip lord. Because I think we could agree that Seth Rollins is the drip god.
Yeah.
With the suits he's been pulling off, he's the drip god. Kenny could be the drip lord. He's pissed at the timing of the music. They didn't cut off his music in time. They're wasting his time. Because he wants to speak. He got shit to say. It's putting over. Well, Don Callis is about to start firing people. Let's just say that because he's a piece of shit. He starts putting over Rich Swann as a good person, good wrestler, great athlete. He's not Kenny Omega. And he can't forget about the One Wing Angel. The One Wing Angel is going to be the move that ends him. He keeps saying that it's in the back of his head. Puts it over as the best move. Even Kenny Omega mentions, I believe, that it won the best, something along the lines that it won the best finishing move. It's the best ever. Kenny Omega's just going crazy.
Yeah, he's wilding.
He wants more gold. Don Callis says he wants him to be bigger than Hackenschmidt, Flair, Hogan, and Ramsey. He's about to stop. Kenny Omega just bursts out. Keep going, keep going. Banana Bushi, banana Bushi. I can't yell too loud. My daughter's sleeping. But you get the point. Don Callis said he will suck the blood out of the company if he has to. Kenny Omega, champion. Suck it, Don.
Oh, my God. Yo, I'm like, this nigga is... I had to catch myself. I don't want to get flagged.
Suck it, Don.
So, yo, this nigga Kenny Omega was wilding the fuck out.
Oh, man. The production team, the great, amazing production team, which has gotten better, as might I say, puts a vignette together about the One Wing Angel. The greatest day in Impact history, or TNA history, whatever you want to call it, is the day that Kenny Omega arrived. Rich Swann has a little rebuttal backstage with GML. All he has to do is get past the One Wing Angel. Just not get the One Wing Angel. You take out everything else. Every time they had a one-on-one encounter, Rich Swann has got the better. And he had one-on-one situation, never got the One Wing Angel. I believe in Rich Swann, but I think the One Wing Angel is going to get him. I also think Rich Swann possibly might kick out of a One Wing Angel. Possibly. Just the way they're building it up so much. Like they want you to think when he hits that One Wing Angel, this shit is over.
I was thinking that shit too.
You know what I mean? But the last second, Rich Swann gets his arm up. But of course, he'll get a second one.
Oh, yeah, of course. Probably right after that.
But the way they're building it up, man, and hey, that's still something to be said about Rich Swann if that happens. Exactly. So I'm all with that. I don't mind that. I don't mind a select few guys kicking out of the finisher ever. You know what I mean? Just good shit all around. Hyping up the main event. Title versus title. History on its way. We're about a month away. I believe they changed the date to that Sunday. I can't wait to see the match. That's it. I just can't wait to see it. What else can we say?
That's all. That's literally what I was going to say. I just can't wait to see the match. That's all I had to say.
The segments, as long as they keep pulling off segments like this, it'll keep it even more interesting than it already is, which is good. Want to put over Omega and Rich Swann as much as possible, but we need to see Rich Swann at AEW. I
Yeah,
think
man. They gotta start jumping over.
yeah,
Just the good brothers. Like, and they ain't got clout right now.
yeah,
They lost their tag team titles, so like,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, Kenta appeared to hype a New Japan match. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Why can't Swann fucking come over to it? They're definitely saving it. I think maybe the week before Rebellion, that week, just to get some extra eyes. We'll see. But who
They
knows?
do, well, yeah, I guess they can build. Yeah, they can build it up on
They
it.
don't necessarily need to build it now.
On
We're week
Nah,
out.
yeah, not for AEW. Nah,
No.
like I would want, I want AEW. I mean, Impact Talent to show up on AEW now, but uh, for this specific, because they can definitely, obviously, build it on Impact because fucking Kenny Omega shows up. So
Yeah.
whenever they need to, whenever he needs to be there, or they got it taped already, whatever the fuck is going to happen.
I know we talk about the Forbidden Door, but it's important to remember that we just dipped our toe on the other side. Like we just started. So the possibilities going forward are endless. But let's enjoy the ride. Let's not bait. We could sit here for hours and book possibilities and dream matches and angles.
Yeah,
But I think that's it for this episode of Impact Wrestling. It was a very good full episode. The action wasn't amazing, but we had solid action between the opening, between the X Division match and the main event between Eddie and Karl. Everything in between seemed pretty good. So I'm excited for next week's episode. Ness, where can we find you at?
you guys can follow me on Twitter at skinny_Kravitz. You can follow me on Instagram at skinny__ Kravitz. And you can well, see me right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. One half of review of Honor of Man and Stat King, the man of 1,004 numbers, where we review everything that goes on in the Ring of Honor ring. You are watching this before March 26th. That is the anniversary, the 19th anniversary show. We'll be reviewing that over on Ring of Honor, or excuse me, Review of Honor. Also, I'm one half of the Pot Heels. Shake the Ropes. My man Chris G. Catch me on Blunt Impact, obviously. Joins the Jabronis. The Roundtable Rebel. I'm on the roundtables. And as always, you can hear my illustrious voice on True Toxicity whenever we drop another one.
We will soon. And you already know you can find me at True Hill Chris G. You can find me here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Of course, Blunt Impact and Joints and Jabronis with my man, the 3-time baby making champion Ness. You can find me on the Wednesday Night Warriors for the time being. My man Romeo Anthony Colon. I think we only got 2 weeks left, 3 episodes left.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. And then Death Troll Angle might take form, hopefully. And then you could also hear me on True Toxicity, where you could hear Ness's illustrious voice. We want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Blunt Impact. Reminder to like, press that thumbs up, share, comment, subscribe.
Bump the budget. We ain't saying that in a while. Bump the budget, SP3. We got our
Bump
likes.
it up.
Get the likes,
Bump
people, so we can bump our budget up. We're going to get crazy intros and shit. Sound effects. All type of shit.
Yeah. I need money to pay for the good shit, to make good intros. This one came out, I consider it, I didn't pay for it. But thank you guys again. We will see you guys next week. Have a good night. Have a good week. Peace out.